build the strategy for what it was I wanted to create. The other component of strategy is not only that point, but now it's also understanding the value of your team. Strategy is much bigger than you. Actually, everything is much bigger than you. We're not even there yet. Where we're going, I promise you, guess what? It's out of your control. Well, that's okay. We're going to go over that. We're going to get there. We're going to make it happen, and you're going to feel comfortable doing it. Strategy involves having the right team. And there's two components. When I think about teams, this is what I've come to the realization of. There's an internal team. There's this family right here. This is our internal team. And we need to cultivate that as well. And the second half is what we call the external team. I often speak with realtors. If I'm talking to realtors, I'm like, as a realtor, I am a realtor, I have inspections, I have, of course, lenders, I have title, I have all the different components. That's my external team. So what makes a great team? Let's talk about that. When you build your strategy, what is a great team? As I build my teams now, I look for two things. Someone who's extremely knowledgeable, someone who is super knowledgeable, yet knows how to stay in their own lane. You ever want to see things burn up? Just hand it out to the team and they're all over each other. That creates nothing but a mess. So think about your team. Write some names down. Internal. Who's a part of my organization internally that I lean on? I want you to be doing that. See, my events got bigger and bigger. That wasn't my last world record. That was my first world record. Let me just give you a little more insight. I accomplished that in the mid-2000s. So about 5 years later, I had my mentor come to me and he said, listen, Leif, you want to get out there and meet more people and do more things. You have not done anything in a while publicly. Why don't you get back out there and do something? Next day, I was flying out to LA to do a show for the History Channel. And I had 5 hours. I love thinking on the plane. My head becomes so clear. And he said, why don't you go out there and do something? I said, man, I'm not going to do that 1-minute world record. I mean, I'm just wiped. I'm done. I've done that. But I do want to do something. I took that book, that blank slate, and I did nothing but do just creative writing, I call it. The less your mind is involved at this moment, the better. I got off that plane and I said, all right, I'm not going to do 1 minute anymore. I'm going to do 1 day. Nothing but break boards. Now, I don't mean an 8-hour day. I mean a day. 8 a.m. to 8 a.m. Not 500 boards. But what about 500 boards every single hour for the next 24 hours? And in addition to that, I wrote this down. I don't want to be just anywhere. I want to be on the biggest stage in the world. When you think biggest stage in the world, where do you think? Anybody want to throw? No right or wrong. Times Square, right? Yeah, New York City. If nothing else, New York City, right? 2017, May 11, 2017, 8 a.m., you could find me in the middle of Times Square with over 12,000 boards. Now, that's about the equivalent of a full tractor trailer load. And I had 24 hours to do it. I needed to know my why. I haven't touched too heavily on the why yet. That's the passion. That's the belief. What's your why? Those 12,120 boards I broke that day for the world record were not my boards. They became boards of kids across the country. Kids in hospitals, kids in shelters. My goal was not about just breaking a world record, it was getting the message out for kids across the country facing barriers on a daily basis. 12,120 boards went across the country and all landed back in Times Square on May 11, 2017. Where my team of 150 team members and myself and ABC News, who streamed it live the full 24 hours, smashed through 12,120 boards for kids across the country facing challenges. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. But I promise you, what I'm trying to share with you is we can think big. We can think super big. There is no limit, especially with the day. I mean, I love using this word, technology. Every time a new piece, a new tool comes out, especially within the realm of technology, our life becomes that much easier and there's that much more opportunity in front of you. Are you utilizing the technology and the tools that you're given at the highest level possible? That's why I'm sharing these things with you. Really just sharing my story, but the goal is to say, wow, where can I take where I am right now, not only to the next level, but beyond? This world is getting a little smaller each and every day. from locally to regionally to nationally to internationally. I don't think much smaller anymore outside of national or international. If I'm thinking about anything, it's always about how can I replicate what I'm doing and how can I move it beyond where I am. And in a little while, you're going to understand what that all means. Come up with the right strategy, build the right team, and you will get to where you want to go. I often say this, you tell enough people what you want to do and you tell the right people, you'll get to wherever it is you want to go.